How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome back to another tank review. Today we're going to be doing the Patriot. Because I've been raving about this tank in the last video of what Bond tanks are the best, or what tanks you should get in the Bond store. And I basically just said that the Patriot is the best thing that you can get. So let's try and back that up, shall we? I'm going to do a full review of this thing. I'll compare it to some other tanks, and at the end we'll obviously go and play some games. Completely live, so you get to see the absolute realistic experience of this tank. So the Patriot, what is it? It is a tier 8 heavy premium tank. It has very good turret armor, decent enough hull armor, although you do have a weak spot down here with the machine gun port, and you also do have a weak spot along this little lip around here, so you need to watch out for that. The cupola is a weak spot, yes, but it isn't super easy to pen. You can also get penned in the cheeks, and if you are against high APCR rounds, such as a Super Conk or a Conqueror, they can just go straight through your gun mantlet. So yeah, it's a decent tank in its own tier. As you go up the tiers, obviously it's not going to perform as well, but then again, it is a tier below them, or even 2 tiers below them, so what are you going to do? Against tier 6s though, it's just not even fair. Honestly, like, this tank is just stupidly good hold down against tier 6s. Unless you come up against something like a T29, obviously that's a tier 7, then it can cause you some problems if he loads APCR. But besides that, you're kind of okay. Now we're going to mix up a little bit, because usually I'll go through the comparison first and then go through the crew skills and the equipment. We're going to go through the equipment first today, just because then it wraps it up nicely, and then after we've done a comparison we can just go straight into the games. Okay, so equipment wise, you have some choices, but at the same time, probably not. Majority of people are going to go for Vents, Rammer, V-Stab. It's just the best one. You don't have to have bounty. You get more than enough view range as long as you're using food. If you're not using food, then you could boost this up and drop vents for optics if you really want to. Although you need to kind of take into consideration that this is a heavy tank, majority of the time your view range isn't going to be kind of necessary. So however you want to play it, really. If you want to put optics on it, great, go ahead, put optics on it. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad idea, because it's not. You can put improved hardening on there instead of vents. Again, just to boost up that hit points. You do get 1.5k, so it's not exactly low hit points. It's about average for a tier 8, for a tier 8 heavy. Maybe even a little bit below, but the only tanks that are really more than you are the German heavies, and they have a lot anyway. The rest of these I just wouldn't recommend. There's no real point to it. You don't need turbo. You got 40 and you got 15 power to weight, so you don't really need that. And yeah, the rest of this is just not really worth it. So it's down to you whether you're a free-to-play player who's just picked this up for bonds, and you use fire extinguisher, or you just want to earn the most amount of credits possible and you use a fire extinguisher, which is completely fine. Then maybe you want optics. If you're going to be using food though, I would recommend vents, rammer and V-stab, or switch the vents out for improved hardening. Up to you. Crew skill wise, this tank is a little bit dodgy, I'm not going to lie, because it does require a radio operator, and in both the tier 10 heavies, they don't have one. So you're kind of just sitting here like, well, what am I meant to do? Because E5 doesn't have one, T57 doesn't have one. Yeah. So I've actually got a T32 in here, and you're going to need a radio operator because he is the one with situational awareness. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, I'm not going to lie. So do not get rid of your T32 radio operator if you've gone up the E5 route. Keep him, chuck him in. Obviously, being a premium tank, you can just put any crew you want as long as they are the same nation and the same class, and you can go on your crew training. So I have my T57 crew in here with the T32 radio operator. So yeah, a decent crew. I mean, I could throw in my E5 crew, but they're not as good. But whatever. All that you really want: bras and arms. Anything to boost your view range, so that's recon, situational awareness, and you want 6th sense, obviously, and you would like repairs, ideally. If you do want a full in-depth kind of crew skill guide, I do have one. I'll leave a card up the top right, and you can go and have a little look. Okay, so let's go now straight ahead to Tanks GG, and we will compare this tank to some other tanks. Also throw in a few tanks from the bond store, because why not? Okay, so here we are on Tanks GG. We have the Patriot, the T32, T34, Chrysler, and the AMX Liberté. This gives you a rough idea of everything that you kind of need to know about this tank. We'll obviously compare it to the Tech Tree counterpart. We'll then obviously compare it to the premium counterpart, which is the T34. This is one of the oldest premium tanks in the game, but again, it's very, very similar to the Patriot in respects that it's a premium tank. You can, buy it for real money. It's always available. So yeah, we'll put that in there, and also the Chrysler K because it's in the bond store, and of course the Chrysler K and the Liberté because they're in the bond store and they are heavy tanks. So yeah, DPM wise, you are not going to beat the T32, as this does get really nice DPM. It gets a really nice gun overall, apart from the low pen at obviously 208. However, it's manageable, so it's not too bad. So the T32, yeah, you're not going to beat the DPM. Penetration wise of 230 is super nice. You're not going to beat the 248 standard pen from the T34. That thing does get a monster penetration value on the standard rounds. You're also miles above the Chrysler with 198. 198 is just pathetic, to be quite honest with you. And you're obviously 2 pen below the Liberté, which is basically the same. Alpha damage wise, 240 is a little bit low. Especially when you're trying to trade with higher tier tanks, and you can only get one shot off at a time. It does feel very lackluster and a bit weak in that respect, and the rest of these all have over 300 or 300, as you see there. For the rate of fire, it does have the best and also the best reload time, but for the 240 alpha you would definitely expect that. And obviously second place coming to the T32, which does get a really nice gun, as I've already said. Now, it does have a 90mm caliber gun, which means that you can pen the UDES 03, but you cannot pen the STRV S1, the STRV 103O, and the 103B. So be careful when fighting them. You are going to have to go around the side of the S1 and higher, but the UDES, you should just be able to overmatch it. Shell velocity is super nice. You do get APCR as both standard and premium rounds, and yeah, the standard rounds are just beautiful. One of the best reasons to own this tank, honestly. Really nice shell velocity, and yeah, just good penetration. Like, the gun on this thing is really nice. It's just let down a little bit by the low alpha, but at the same time, you do have the DPM to kind of back it up. However, if you did have kind of the same sort of DPM as a T32, I feel like this tank would be like just stupidly good, borderline overpowered if it had like this kind of DPM and this kind of gun with 320 alpha. Imagine if this had 320 alpha with the same pen. Yeah, I think it would be a little bit too good. But yeah, at least you have that drawback there, where it's not just going to dominate everything. So yeah, I would say it's balanced in that respect. Ammo capacity is 70. This thing has more than enough shells to deal with people. Also, it kind of has to because of the faster fire rate. So your potential damage is 16,000. If that really makes any difference to you. It's not going to beat 32,000, where the Chrysler K has the shells just everywhere and has basically no crew members, because I don't know where they put them with that many shells. Now, for the gun. Gun handling is decent enough for aim time. Dispersion of 0.36 is good enough. You're not really going to feel like you're at a massive disadvantage, because obviously you can get that down with obviously Brothers in Arms, vents, stuff like that. So that's not too bad. However, this is a little bit, like... Dispersion while turning the turret, especially turret traverse at 0.12, is actually kind of high, because usually this would be around 0.10 or maybe even below that. So 0.12 is kind of a little bit high, but again, V-Stab will knock that down, and moving and turning the tank is going to be a little bit dodgy as well. But V-stab is a must on this tank. An absolute must. So, yeah, you can't swap out V-stab. If you do, then you're going to be at serious disadvantage if you're trying to aim at targets when they're moving or stuff like that. So, yeah, do not get rid of V-stab. Depression of -10. Very, very nice. More than enough to deal with people on the ridgeline. And you also get the elevation of 20, which is, again, enough to deal with most people that are above you. So, okay. Forward speed at 40 and 0.2. It's not going to make any difference. You're basically the same speed as the Liberté. Engine power of 704. Your weight is going to be 46, which means that you can't ram too many things. You're not going to be like the Liberté, where you weigh 70 tons. You can basically ram anything. And considering that the Liberté isn't realistically that much slower, I mean, sure, it does get a bit worse terrain resistance, but it's not too much slower than the Patriot. So yeah, you do have to watch out for it. Do not go and ram a Liberté in this thing. Okay, it's not going to work. You will take substantially more damage than the Liberté will. So just keep that in mind. And considering that he goes at roughly the same speed as you, yeah, avoid ramming Libertés. Armor and health. I'm going to go and show you the armor. Turret armor is about 200mm thick. Hull armor about 150. Doesn't really show you too much there. We'll go right now and show the armor model. Okay, so this is the armor model against the Patriot with just standard rounds, so 230 pen. This is what it looks like. As you can see, there are a few weak spots. You can go underneath the gun, although it's not really advised to do that. If you are going to be shooting this thing, try and go for the machine gun port. And if you can't do that, then try and go for this little kind of post that pops out. I don't really know what this is for. It's basically where Rositas will be. Fun fact, he sits right there. So every time that you face hug one of these, as long as you're not using an anonymizer, or they're not using an anonymizer, you'll see their clan logo. And seeing Rositas like that, it's quite funny. But this is what I mean by the turret. It is super, super good. Like, just look at that. You are not getting through that with standard rounds. Even if you use premium rounds, it's still going to be a dodgy thing to try and go through. And I said, the lip around here is weak. Try not to go for this side over here. Try and always go underneath. This is what I mean by the cupola as well. Look at that cupola. That's not a weak spot. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not. If you're going to aim for the cupola, either go very, very high or just ignore it entirely and go for this little lip down here. So that's where you really want to shoot this thing. If you get unlucky and you go a little bit high, you're not penning it. So armor layout of this tank, especially when it's on a ridgeline, like if you're on a ridgeline like this, try and shoot it here, or just try and go for the cheeks, I guess. And yeah, this is what it looks like against the Conqueror. You're like, oh, that's not that bad. Don't fight a Conqueror if he's firing APCR, okay? Just don't. Like, it's just not going to work. It just won't. Like, just ignore the Conqueror and move on with your life. And if you really have to fight it, then just try and track him and try and do something. It's just not going to be so fun. Like, even with standard rounds, it's still like a 30% chance. So you need to be a little bit careful. But you can kind of just say, yeah, I don't care against that. Like, it's 280mm thick. So take that into consideration when fighting tanks. Camo, it's a heavy tank. And view range of 390 means that you don't need coated optics as long as you do run vents. And yeah, that's about it. Shell cost is really, really low as well. But obviously, really, really low shell cost doesn't mean that it's going to earn like a stupid amount of credits, because every single premium tank has a different credit multiplier to kind of balance them all out, so they're roughly the same anyway. Okay, so I've spoken enough about the Patriot. Let's go and play some games, shall we? Okay, here we are on Kharkov. Yeah, decent enough map for this tank. 2 RTs, so we have to be a little bit careful, but overall it should be okay. We're going to go be a little bit... Like, we're not going to be super aggressive, because obviously 2 RT. And I don't know what my team's going to do yet. So Let's see. Where are my team going? They are going... What is this? Okay, right, so usually... I mean, okay, that's not too bad, but we're just going to go here and just try and see what we can shoot across. Thank you. I love my team when they do that. It's really good of them. Try and pen his cupola. It's not going to work. Not really too worried about him, because... I mean, he's going to have to try and hit my cupola. So... I mean... we're not going to hit this. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I get... Sure, game, sure. Ah, you're not feeling so good now, are you, defender? Oh, that's unlucky. He moved. See if we can just kill this guy. Bit unlucky. He's low health. We could just HE him, to be honest, but I'd need to hit him. We'll see if we can just HE him to death. Like, he's on 3 health. Even with the new HE update, it's going to be a kill. I would like to push forwards, but I don't have my team to back me up. If this 110 fires, I might go. Go on. He's fired. I'm going. IS-3A is pushing up behind us as well. We're probably going to take 1 at least. Yeah, take 1. It's fine. At least from here, we can try and side scrape a little bit. Side scraping on this thing doesn't really work. If he fires again, I'm going to push up. Push up and try and get in his face. I want to be here. This is where I want to be. If I can go here, then it's a nice position to be in. I won't be able to, because the 7032 is going to be there. We might be able to go around. We might be able to go around. 7032 crossed. Okay, yeah, I can go around this way. That's fine. We are low, and we took a lot of damage for what we actually got out of it. But we should be able to get a shot into this guy. Okay, no we can't. Oh well. I need to be careful behind me in case the IS-3A comes back. Which I think he is. Like, one of them will come back this way. It's just inevitable that it happens. Why would you peek that? There's one. Yeah, well, we're dead. Well, we shouldn't have crossed. I mean, I didn't know that the 703 was that low. I forgot how fast the 110 fires. It doesn't have a 390 alpha damage gun. It has like 320 or something. So it's only got like 8 second reload. Not even that, probably. It's probably got like a 7 point something, yeah. So I can't cross this in time. I forgot how fast the 110 reloads, and also how fast I go. It's not fast enough to do this. So yeah. Oh well, we know for next time. Okay, so yes, we lost. I know. So good. Hang on, how did we go up to 90%? Hang on. Okay, it's been a while since we played this tank. Maybe we're free market in this episode. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was not a good game from us. We played bad, but yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Oh well. This guy outplayed me, to be quite honest with you. I didn't give him the respect that his tank deserves. And I forgot how fast it reloaded. So he put 2 shots into me when I only thought I'd really take 1. I tried to sidescope and it didn't work. You can't sidescope in this thing. It just doesn't work. So let's just move on to our next game. And we'll probably play 2 more games. And yeah, let's go. Okay, we are on Prokhorovka. We're going to go to the middle. There is only 1 artillery. Hopefully we can go and spot something. It's a tier 10 game. We're going to get penned by everything and really enjoy ourselves. Usually how Prokhorovka goes when you get 1 RT and you're +2. Yeah. I mean, I might as well go and try and spot stuff. Talking about marking this tank, it's only around about 2.5. So it's not too bad to mark this thing. So if any of you do want to mark it, there you go. The reason why it updated so much, like I was on 88% and now it's 90, well 90.5, is because of the fact obviously that I haven't played it for a while, and yeah. It's going to get updated quite fast because the expected values have changed. Okay, we can't overpeak this too much. Obviously, it's going to be RT wanting to shoot us because there's not really too many other people spotted at the moment. So if we just go back and hide for a little bit, there you go, there's the RT shot. We're not going to medkit it, we don't need to. What is going on here? Okay, I guess he didn't want to play this game. I might be able to maybe spot something. Not too sure. I kind of want to rely on the ELC to spot, but he's not doing too much at the moment. There is an EBR. I don't know what the enemy EBR is doing. Maybe he's on the hill. I don't know. Because he doesn't have view range. Like, he doesn't have a lot. He needs to be moving for the EBR 75 to be effective. And getting close, you know? But it's not happening at the moment. This poor man's bought an IS-5. Or maybe he got it in a Clan Wars. Who knows? I'd hope he got it in a Clan Wars, because otherwise he's just wasted 10,000 bonds. Need to be careful, obviously, of artillery and getting shot at. We are spotted doing this. No kill for us, unfortunately. Probably the Indian Panzer's gone back up there, or someone's in this bush, maybe. Ooh, Kampfpanzer. Okay, the FE deleted him. See you later, Kampfpanzer. Nice knowing you, bud. Let's see if someone's actually in this bush. Well, Max, you have to actually hit the bush. That's the important first step. EBR is there. He's dead. This is a solid team, actually. I don't know if there's anyone in that bush. I can't really tell. Not immediately. Oh, there's the Indian Panzer. One into him. See if we can keep shooting him. Maybe get the kill. Very nice. Go back for the Renegade to try and hide a little bit. And we could have actually shot his lower plate. Although it's a risky shot. Well, that one went nowhere close to where I wanted it to go. I should have probably been shooting the SDB-1 this whole time. Ah, thank you, RT, yes. RT's dead. Thank the Lord. Maybe we can get a kill on this guy. We can. We're now going to go over to the right-hand side. Because I want to get more damage, and most of the health is now over this side. There could be a guy at the back. No, there's not. Everyone that's got spotted is still alive. So everyone on the enemy team is spotted. We need to go over this side because this is where all the damage is now. There are people on the hill, so, you know, probably killing them is a good idea. There is the Patriot. One into him. We're not going to get a shot on him again. We might be able to get a kill on him. Nope. We should be able to get a shot on this guy. Oh! Maybe, if we go back. Oh! Game! Ooh. I don't know where that went. I'm not really too sure. Nice! Get an extra shot into him. Maybe finish this guy off? Not quite, but good enough. A good enough game, considering it's a turbo game. Okay, we can apply that. Get lots of XP, lots of credits. 140k, considering that we're using food as well. So we got minus 20k off of that. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, one more game. 2 arty on Abbey. Yeah, I don't really enjoy this, but we're going to go to the left-hand side because I don't think it's really worth us to go to the right. All things considered, it's not really worth us to go down here. At least from this side, we might be able to get some spotting done. What is this mission anyway? Ah. Right. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to go into this bush and see if I can get some spotting done. There is obviously a light tank, but yeah. Oh no, he's not shooting us. He's not spotted us, so. Come on, someone shoot it. Why is the 60 TP here? We're going to take one from the standard B as well. Okay, well, I've received all my health gone in the first like few seconds. This has gone completely awful because my team hasn't come this way. Okay, nice, yeah. Right, there's nothing I can do. Nice team. Yeah, this is a loss. Also, I don't know why a 60 TP comes this way and not the other side. Yeah, I have no idea. I wish I went this side now because no one came over this side. A KV4, that's not even a threat to me. I don't understand. How unlucky can I get there? I go the other side because I think, okay, the tier 10s are going to be fighting over this side. All the tier 10 heavies, like, I'm going to see the 430U over here, the 60 TP over here, all over this side. So I'll go over this side, kind of play against medium tanks and stuff like that. No, 60 TP, 257, 430U, 140. Like, what on earth is going on? Like, I don't understand that. Okay, so, yeah, we lost that game. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I honestly don't have a clue what was going on in that game. Yeah, that game really just was a mystery to me. I don't know why the 60 TP and all the others came that side. It doesn't make any sense to me. But there you go. Not a lot we can do about it now. So yeah, that has been the Patriot. I showed you pretty much everything you need to know about it, to be honest. We had 2 pretty poor games. And obviously, it can't perform in +2 because no tank really can. That's apart from arty and tank destroyers, because tank destroyers actually have good pen and stuff. So there you go. And arty is just broken and can shoot across the map, so it doesn't care what tier it is. But yeah, especially for a heavy tank, like +2 is awful. As soon as you meet someone that's higher tier than you, that's 2 tiers higher, it's just over. Like, what am I meant to do against an E100, realistically? Because it's not like I can pen him. I can't actually pen an E100 anymore with standard, like, with premium rounds. It's impossible. Because the pen is 310 on the actual cheeks. So, yeah. 259. I mean, it's technically possible. I have like a 5% chance or 10% chance of actually doing it. And I'd have to high roll the pen values stupidly high on premium rounds to be able to go through him. But that's just dumb. I don't understand why +2's in this game still. But there we go. That has been the Patriot. Hopefully you've had everything you need to know about this tank. But yeah, there you go. That has been the Patriot. Hopefully you got everything that you need to know out of this video. And maybe your buying choices for this tank have been determined from it. Either way, it's your money, your bonds. You do with them what you wish. One thing I do want to say before I go is that the T26E5 is always on sale in the tech tree, which is the exact same tank as this, but for gold. So if you do want to pay gold for this tank, just go and get this. It's without the skin, so you don't have the Patriot skin. However, it's exactly the same tank, and you can put camo on it. So it's up to you. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It all helps me out greatly. All the links are down below to Twitch, Discord, Patreon, stuff like that. Either in the description or in the pinned comment. So yeah, go check them out. And I'll see you all in the next one.